I'm getting a lot of messages that look like they were banked up in the cloud somewhere.
What kind of messages?
Well, just different emails from people. Some of them timely, some of them junk.
Huh.
But this is one that came out on September 28th. Had you heard about this? Senator Debbie Stabenow got COVID.
What?
Yeah, she issued a statement. Tested positive for COVID on the afternoon of the 28th and currently experiencing mild symptoms.
All right.
So she's going to isolate and work remotely. So that would have been Thursday afternoon.
Okay.
Yeah, Thursday afternoon.
Hope she feels better.
Hope she feels better, and hope she didn't have to go in and vote for the, get all the other senators sick.
Probably. Yeah, she probably was able to do that virtually.
Yeah.
They got that all set up.
They got that worked out.
It's like on America's Funniest Home Videos, where you just right behind your seat, you just got a little voting thing. So she's probably got that on her couch while she's relaxing and getting better.
Does it matter how hard you press it, how angry you are? Like,
yeah. This is definitely no.
Definitely a no.
Yeah. All right. It's a no for me, dog. All right. Let's find out what's happening in the news this morning. WSJM News brought to you by our friends at Cornerstone Alliance. See gomichigan.com, Cornerstone Alliance.
WSJM News now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the WSJM Newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. The Benton Harbor Planning Commission has moved forward on Project T, the housing and commercial development plan for the site of the former Mercy Hospital. Harbor Habitat's Aaron Hudson tells project planners that Project T is aimed at those residents in the missing middle, those who make too much for HUD housing but still can't find affordable housing.
We plan to build 19 duplexes, that's 38 2- and 3-bedroom homes for sale, and a 4-story apartment building where the ground floor will be a commercial retail area and the top 3 floors will be apartments for rent.
The commercial space would accommodate childcare and retail space. Harbor Habitat is working with Renovare Development out of Detroit on the project. Renovare will build some of their units using contractors, while Harbor Habitat will build others using volunteers. Mayor Marcus Muhammad said the development is currently at empty property at 960 Agard Avenue and 807 Weld Street, and he says it's exciting.
It warms my heart to see something productive in this property having the potential to be repurposed where residents will continue to benefit the development.
Harbor Habitat is seeking some zoning changes and planned unit development status for Project T. Planning Commission signed off on the request, which the Benton Harbor City Commission will now have to consider. Although there are not yet any firm dates for construction, the goal is to get work on the duplexes started within the next 18 months. Benton Harbor City leaders and the Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes, and Energy have announced a new $1 million grant from the EPA to allow for the cleanup of Ox Creek. Eagle Great Lakes senior advisor and strategist Emily Fennell tells us that the money will be used on 2 projects.
They're going to address stormwater runoff to help improve water quality. That's one of the issues that has been contributing to negative impacts on the health of Ox Creek. So one of the projects will actually be to install rain gardens and some green infrastructure and some additional parking along Highland Avenue at Hall Park.
Fennell says the other project will be in Benton Township, where they'll also install a rain garden and other infrastructure to reduce runoff in the creek. A specific site has not yet been identified, but it will be in the general area of Orchards Mall. There's already a rain garden near the Mire, built by the Berrien County Drain Commission. Fennell says the goal is to restore Ox Creek to a popular recreational attraction for Benton Harbor area residents. Celebration of the new grant was held Saturday at Hall Park. Berrien County Friend of the Court office will hold some off-site hours in October to answer questions about child support. The office's Deborah Withers tells us the idea is to set up in a neutral space so those who are reluctant to go to the courthouse can get their questions answered.
It's for actually both payers and payees. So anybody that would have questions about their case, whether they receive child support or pay child support, want to talk with us about how the court system works as it relates to child support and custody and parenting time. So we'll have staff members available in both what we call our enforcement division as well as our domestic investigators.
Withers says Friend of the Court staff will be on hand to explain the child support system and to help people with their cases. Front of the court off-site days will be October 18 from 3 to 6:30 at the Benton Harbor Library, and October 24 also from 3 to 6:30 at the Niles District Library. Apparently, they're telling us that no arrests for bench warrants will be made there at the time.
Okay.
In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg.
We'll catch up with sports in just a little bit. A busy weekend and a good weekend for the Detroit Tigers.
Yay.
Miguel Cabrera now no longer a Detroit Tiger player.
Okay.
But now he's got a new job.
Oh, he already got a new job?
Yeah, we can talk about that in just a little bit.
Okay.
So yeah, he swaps out the uniform for a suit.
Oh, fancy.
So yeah, we'll talk about that in just a bit. Also, catch you up on what's happening around the nation and the world with ABC News.
The Nobel Prize in Medicine has been handed out this morning to two scientists whose discoveries enabled the development of mRNA vaccines against COVID-19. Donald Trump says he'll be in a New York courtroom today as the start of a civil trial against his company begins. A judge has already determined that there is enough evidence to show that Trump and his sons committed fraud in business dealings. This case is about how much they'll have to pay in penalties. Student loan payments have now resumed for tens of millions of Americans.
We are talking about 28 million borrowers who, as of this month, are on the hook again for their federal student loan payments. And this is after more than 3 years where you didn't have to make the payments. You actually didn't have interest adding up on your loans for most of the time during that pause.
ABC's Elizabeth Schulze. California Governor Gavin Newsom appointing Emily's List President LaFonza Butler to fill Senator Dianne Feinstein's seat. Emily's List works to get Democratic pro-choice women elected. Butler will quit that job and take the new one. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Your sports update on the morning show is brought to you by True Blue Financial. Independent, uncomplicated, dedicated.
Sunday, the Major League Baseball season came to an end for the Tigers, White Sox, and the Cubs. The Tigers sent Miguel Cabrera off in style with a 5-2 win over Cleveland. The Tigers finished in second place in the AL Central. The Cubs fall to Milwaukee 4-0, and the White Sox lose game 101 of the season with a 2-1 loss to San Diego in 11 innings. The wildcard round begins on Tuesday. In the NFL on Sunday, it was the Denver Broncos over the Chicago Bears 31-28, Chicago blowing a 28-7 lead in the third quarter, and the LA Rams over Indianapolis 29-23 in overtime. Monday Night Football tonight has Seattle at the New York Giants at 8:15. Last night in the NHL preseason, the Red Wings got a pair of goals from Michael Rasmussen in a 6-1 win over the Chicago Blackhawks. Connor Bedard was held without a point. In high school sports from Saturday, in football, Decatur over Comstock 28-0. Wyoming Lee over Eau Claire 34-28. And in boys soccer on Saturday, St. Joe over Lakeshore 4-0. With sports, I'm Dave Wolf.
Sometimes you just don't know where.
Thanks for spending your morning with us on our live stream on our Facebook and our YouTube. You can be sure to share it with your friends if you want as well while this is happening so we can get even more people watching this fine award-winning program. What are you laughing about?
Well, do they get the Raspberry Awards for where they ended up in the baseball standings? We were talking about the Tigers.
Tigers, yeah. The biggest surprise to me was they were like, the Tigers finished second in the division. I'm like, really? The division was that bad?
Is it like bowling where you have a score and at the end you throw in some magic calculation happens and your score changes dramatically?
I guess.
I don't know.
But that was the interesting part is that this whole entire season, as I said, it's a long season.
Yeah.
There was so many moments, even at the All-Star break, where it was like the Tigers could still have a chance at winning the division because the division was so bad.
Yeah.
I mean, the Twins were like, 8 or 9 games above them. But even then, they were not very good.
Yeah, they were nine games back from the Twins. But the Twins, they finished above 50%. The Tigers below 50%. So you can lose half your games, more than half your games, and still wind up second in your division.
Did the Baltimore Orioles end up getting 100 wins?
They did, 101.
They did 101.
Yeah, 101 wins. They finished the season at 62%.
Wow.
That's crazy.
They look the whole season they've looked really solid, and then the Braves, they were well over 100
104.
Yeah.
Yeah, 104.
Oh,
and
man.
Let's see, Dodgers made it to 100. They got 100 wins.
Nice.
And that's about it.
Now it all resets and we get ready for the playoffs.
Well, yeah, so who's your favorite? Who are you rooting for now?
I think Braves are going all the way.
But
I don't think anybody's stopping them.
Are you rooting for the Braves?
I like the Braves.
They're your team?
I mean, they're my team that's in the playoffs. Yeah. Out of all those that are in the playoffs, I would vote for the Braves for sure because I was always a fan.
What about the Astros? Are they?
No, nobody likes the Astros.
I like the Astros.
No, don't like them.
I like them better than the Dodgers.
All right, we'll get back to the show and we'll talk baseball and
Don't
some
know
other
anything
things in a
about the
second.
Brewers. Okay.
The Morning Show with Jonny and Ken on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
You can be part of the show anytime. You can always call 925-WSJM. Email let's talk at WSJM.com. We are live streaming right now on our Facebook and our YouTube. Feel free to share that with your friends as well. We were just talking baseball here just a moment ago on our live stream.
Yeah, it's a safe space in there because we can talk about baseball and sports ball and stuff.
And I love it because you can tell you don't know baseball or sports all that well because
you're the expert.
No, because, well, compared to you, I am. You were like, yeah, they were above 50%, but you go by the extra decimal with baseball. You say 500.
Yeah, you round up. I rounded up.
Yeah, you go. They're at the 500 mark.
Well, you
or
could
600.
You could. I mean,
well, that's what they do in baseball.
Well, you could.
Yeah.
I mean, for batting, typically.
Usually records as well.
Well, okay.
They're like, yeah, you're just above the 500.
I focus on what's on the field.
All right.
Yeah. What's on the
field?
field?
Do you know what's on the field?
Nothing right now. It's too early.
Getting ready. They're getting ready for playoffs.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the Tigers are not. And we knew that. They were kind of at the bottom of the barrel for a while there, but then somehow ended up finishing second in their division.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to think about.
Yeah.
But that's a good thing to build upon, though, for next year.
They were only 9 games back from the Twins, which is much better than the Royals, who were 31 games back.
Yeah. The Royals should probably just not have a team anymore.
See, this is where regulation should come in. Is it regulation?
Relegation. Yeah.
That thing where they kick the teams out.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, you're a farm team until you get better.
I think that needs to happen. We talked about that earlier in the year, where there's so many teams in Major League Baseball that, especially because there's really, they don't really have any sort of salary cap kind of things. So you got all the teams that are going to spend all the money, like LA, Chicago.
You know what they should do? You know what they should do? Instead of relegation, if you go down, if you're at the bottom of your division, they make it an animated Toy Story game.
Oh.
You can't play live until you get back up.
You got to be a toy. You get turned into
you're going to
a
be a toy. Yeah.
That could work.
And any team that plays you has to be a toy as well.
Or you have to be
it's
part
kind
of
like peer pressure.
Or you got to be part of like a movie, like Angels in the Outfield, or
I just like the Toy Story thing. I think that'd be
yeah.
Or they could do the Lego movie.
Ooh,
that'd be fun too.
I'd be okay with the Lego movie baseball. But yeah, the Tigers did end up finishing second in their division, which they had a lot of good moments, especially solid weekend.
Yeah.
And a busy weekend because it was Miguel Cabrera's farewell, really this whole entire season. And I think that was a bit of a distraction throughout the year. I really thought the Miguel Cabrera, he's like 40.
Yeah.
I really thought last year was going to be the year that he was going to retire.
Right.
But then they basically said, or he was like, I'm going to do one more year. So this whole entire season, everywhere he went was this farewell tour to every stadium that he's ever played. They were giving him gifts. They were doing all these things. Thank you, donations to his foundation. All great.
Yeah.
He's a fantastic player. One of the all-time greats. But I feel like it was a bit of a distraction because, you had to put Miguel Cabrera in the lineup. Some days he didn't play as well. Maybe you got another guy that's ready to go that might be a little bit better than him on the field. So, but he is such a great mentor.
Yeah.
And a great person to have in the clubhouse. And so they decided, hey, you know what, Miguel Cabrera? We know you're great. You had a great career here in Detroit, and you also played in Miami. How about we do this? How about we make you part of the team after you get done on Sunday? Just roll in here on Monday morning. Bring a suit, why don't you? And so he's already got a job.
Really?
Yeah.
They're bringing him into the front office there.
Yeah, special assistant to the president of baseball operations.
They still going to pay him $32 million a year?
Probably not.
No.
I doubt that.
Now they can pay him. There's no cap on the front office.
Right.
Pay him whatever you want.
So he'll probably still get a pretty good chunk of money.
Oh.
Not sure exactly what he'll do, but being that special assistant to the operations
Is that like the George Costanza role on the Yankees?
Basically. Yeah, maybe he'll just be doing that. But I mean, I think he'll be do a multitude of things, everything from mentoring some of the minor leaguers, being there in the clubhouse, maybe helping out with some other things. Shoot, he might even end up being the hitting coach at some point.
That's
you never
awesome.
know.
Yeah.
But it's good that they're keeping him around and having him still within that organization because he's done so much.
Yeah.
And was such a great player.
He must be a really good person.
He's a good dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
From
good
everything
guy.
I've seen, he seems like an all-around awesome person.
Yeah.
And then,
And then keeping him around, being a leader and a mentor.
his statistics speak for itself. I mean,
That's
the guy
awesome.
just was amazing.
Did he have over 50%?
Did he? Yes, he did. He hit over 300.
Did he really?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know what his career batting average is, but he won the batting title multiple times.
That's awesome.
And then he was triple crowner.
Oh, what does
So
that mean?
That means if you're the leader in batting average, RBIs, and I believe home runs.
Oh.
So the triple crown.
Oh.
But yeah, he had 2 or 3 batting titles. Just an amazing guy. So happy for him.
When does he become eligible for the Hall of Fame?
Great question.
Okay.
I don't know how many years it is for MLB.
Okay.
I know for
But
NFL.
you think he'll go in?
Oh, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a shoo-in. He'll be first ballot Hall of Famer.
Nice.
So I think it's like 6 or 8 years. NFL is somewhere around 8 years.
Okay.
So in just a matter of time. But yeah, he gets the special job, the special assistant to the president of baseball operations.
How fun is that?
How fun is it that you have one job?
Yeah.
You're very successful, and then you have a good career, and you're like, you know what, I'm going to retire. And they're like, wait.
Yeah.
How about we give you another job?
That's like Meghan Markle.
Right. But not at all. So that's nice to have.
Yeah.
For him to have that. I don't know what that's going to do for the organization. You know, who knows?
Good
He might
things.
end up being the manager at some point.
Oh, that'd be fun.
But I like AJ Hinch. I think it's going to be good. I think the team, I think they'll be pretty good next year. And with the way their division was this past year, I think there's a good chance they win the division next year.
Oh boy, that's an early prediction.
Yeah,
That's tough.
I think they'll be good.
Huh.
They've got a lot of young guys that are ready to go. And if they put it all together, they got a lot of good pitchers as well. So I think they got a shot. Because if you look at it, playing the way they did, second in their division and 8 games back, I think they could make that up and be good. So
Sports
we'll
ball.
see.
Yeah, sports ball.
Sports ball. Now you just add the decimal point, and that's how you get the batting average and the winning percentage. Math.
Did you see that? I mentioned the new phone. You want to talk about the new phone yet?
Yeah, tell me about this new phone.
It's hot.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because I noticed that my phone, which is the older one, we talked about this before, the 12.
Yeah.
What was it? France was outlawing the phone
On the
because of the radiation.
Yes.
Now mine over the weekend, I don't, because I was playing a bunch of games and stuff on it.
Yeah.
It was getting hot. I was even watching some of the NFL games on my phone, and at one point I went to charge my phone, and it said can't charge because it's too hot.
Do you have 17, the operating system?
I do.
Okay, maybe that's the issue.
I'm wondering if it is
because Apple
didn't do that before.
Yeah, so I bit the bullet and finally got an upgrade on my phone. I had a landline before, and now I have.
Is that the 15?
This is the 15.
That's the 15.
Yeah,
is that the 15 Pro?
That's the 15 Pro.
Dang!
Yeah,
Show that out to the people
See
on
it.
the. Look at that.
Look at
It
that.
looks like a phone.
Ooh,
Yeah,
nice.
it's a phone. Yeah, there's the
There we
phone.
go.
Yeah,
Got
nice.
the big lenses on it and everything.
How was the camera?
Freaking fantastic.
Because there's like an extra. There's an extra camera that they didn't have before, right? Telephoto or something.
Yeah, they have. I mean, the camera I had before had 3 lenses.
Sure.
This one has 3 lenses, but they appear a little bit larger. But I think the magic is on the inside with the chip. the processing power of it and some of the software magic that they did on the other side. But you can make it appear just like a 35 millimeter camera.
Dang.
And that was apparently their goal, is to make it more like the DSLRs.
Okay.
To take those kinds of photos. So
really, you
I'm still
don't
exploring
need
it.
you don't need a fancy. I mean, you could. It's still probably good to have a fancy camera if you are a photographer.
Becoming
and stuff.
harder and harder to justify.
Right.
Still working on that though. But Apple said on Saturday that they're going to issue a software update that addresses customer complaints about the latest iPhone 15. Apparently, it's getting too hot.
Yeah.
There's a combination of bugs that are causing it to run hot, and apparently it sounds like it might be affecting older.
My phone,
phones
was
as well.
It was getting hotter than it has in a long time, so I was a little worried about that.
Yeah. So mine, when I was doing setup, it said blah blah blah. We'll resume this when it cools down a little bit.
Yeah.
So they're aware of the issue. There's some nice error messages, but yeah, hopefully they'll have a software fix for that soon.
That's like titanium, right?
It is titanium.
So but you still have a case.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because I didn't want to tarnish it and get nicks and stuff on it.
That's what Dave Wolf had said, because he's like, I'm thinking about getting the iPhone 15, but he's like, but why do I keep seeing cases when titanium is one of the hardest metals on the earth? Why do I have to worry about a case?
Yeah, the tarnishing.
Oh, you don't want because that was another thing that we saw.
Yeah.
There's discoloration happening on there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go.
Plus,
new
it's like
phone,
undercover.
contacts, and all that other stuff transferred over just fine.
It is so. We were talking about this the other day. Remember what it used to be like to transfer your phone
Oh,
contacts?
yeah.
You have to hook it up to your computer. You have to go to the AT&T store, something like that. Now it just says, oh yeah, show your phone to your other phone. They'll make friends, and an hour or less later,
Wow.
thousands of pictures, memos, everything else transferred. No problem.
It's in the cloud.
It's in the cloud. They know.
And even if it isn't in the cloud, you do that little kiss thing, and it's ready to go in just a short amount of time. Yeah. Or before, they were like, oh yeah, you want to transfer your contacts? Good luck. We can't do that. Oh, so all these hundreds of people that I have in my phone, you can't transfer? No.
Yeah.
Just get a new phone.
But so far, so good. I'll show you some of the pictures I took this weekend.
All right. Fancy stuff. We'll get to that in I'll be able to look at those pictures here in just a moment. Maybe we'll show them off to our.
Look at that.
Oh, what is that?
That's the Maids of the Mist.
Oh, dang.
Down at the fountain. See the little droplets?
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Little droplets got caught there.
That's cool.
And then, let's see, I took this one.
People are like listening to the radio. They're like, what are they doing?
Oh, yeah. Showing pictures.
Yeah, we're showing off some pictures.
You can't really see that
new
one very
fancy iPhone.
I'll show you that one.
All right. Well, looking forward to scoping out some more of those. You can check out our live stream, by the way, on our Facebook and our YouTube if you'd like. We'll get to some other things here in just a few minutes to catch you up with sports news and your Bloomberg Market Minute. It's all next.
Just as the roots of a mighty oak run deep, Sturgis Bank is committed to seeing our hometowns flourish.
See the squirrel?
What do you got? You got a squirrel?
Yeah. See?
Oh, look at that little fancy squirrel.
That was early. I don't know. It was either Saturday or Sunday morning.
Okay.
I think it was Sunday. But it was really dark out, and they have really good light things.
Correction thing.
I don't know. Something like that. Anyway, yeah. He was just sitting there.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's fun.
And no editing required. I mean, you could afterwards.
Absolutely.
Wow. Yeah. Can you take a picture of the moon? Because that's always my thing. Every time I'm outside, especially when there's a cool moon, like a harvest moon. Oh, did you take a picture of me?
I just did. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. The harvest moon, saw a little bit of that over the weekend. And all these other things. Oh man, the stars are so beautiful. I want to be able to take that photo.
Yeah.
Without having to do a bunch of adjustments on my phone in order to take it. Because anytime I see the moon, I'm like, oh man, I want to get a picture of that. Nope, not good.
It never
turns
looks, never looks like what you want it to look like, what you experienced. Did you see the harvest moon Friday night?
I did a little bit, yeah.
Holy
beautiful
mackerel. That was beautiful.
It was bright yesterday even.
Yeah.
I mean, as it was waning.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very, very bright. Didn't need a flashlight or anything when I was taking the dog for a walk.
No, Friday night I was driving out of the after the debate at the Benton Harbor High School, driving out, made a left turn, looking right at the moon. It's like, oh my gosh, that is so amazing. I wonder if it's a full moon. Oh yeah, that's right. We talked about it. It's
harvest
a supermoon.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it a supermoon?
It was a supermoon.
Man.
Yeah.
Too many supermoons this year.
4?
Something like that.
Yeah.
I don't mean what can we have a super moon like a beyond super?
Yeah, now that there are 4 super moons.
Ultra super moon.
What is the ultra?
Yeah, we saw when we were looking at the moon yesterday. There was planets. There's one like right near it that I was like, man, I wonder what planet that is. But I don't know.
You didn't put the app on.
I didn't put the app. I don't have the app that tells me what the things are.
It's kind of fun. I mean, you showed around.
I don't
to
ever
the
think
sky.
those things are accurate.
Really?
Because a lot of times it's like there's the moon, and there's that constellation. But then I'm looking in with my eyes, and I'm like, no, that constellation's actually over there. That's not the right constellation.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
yeah.
Hope we're having a great day. Did you get a new phone? I know you did, Ken, but did anybody else get a new phone? Or are you dealing with any of these other issues of the phone getting too hot or any other things that are going on? Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, my phone. I was watching a couple of the football games on my phone, and then I was playing a video game, a football video game on my phone. And yeah, at one point my phone was getting hot. I wasn't charging it while I was playing on it, but for some reason it was getting really hot, and I don't know what was causing it.
Yeah, I can watch 20 hours of video on one battery charge.
Really?
That's what it says.
Who's going to watch 20 hours
I'm
straight?
going to binge Breaking Bad.
There you go.
All at once.
Yeah, do it.
But I am part of the beta, the public beta for the operating systems. Do you do those?
No. Public beta.
Yeah, I mean they drop the operating system to see how it works in the environment before they roll it out to everyone else.
Yeah.
So maybe it's been fixed already since I got the thing. Yeah. But it was hot.
Yeah.
It was hot.
Yeah, mine was getting I was like, what the heck is going on? Yeah. My hands were sweating.
Wow.
All that radiation, man. Gotta watch out for that.
But the cool thing, almost worth the price of admission, is it has the USB-C.
Yeah.
So now my iPad, my computer, everything else, they're all compatible.
All
with
now
each other.
USB-C.
I don't have to have. Well, I mean, the power thing on the Mac is different, but at least it has USB-C ports.
Okay.
Because Lightning was just an outlier.
I like the Lightning.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was ready to ride the Lightning for sure. Keep with it. Because I thought that one was best. Because USB-C, you still got that extra little thing inside there that you got to get around, right? Don't you?
Know.
Or does it just go all in?
I don't know. I've got one around here somewhere.
Yeah.
If I unplug it, it'll take the camera out. But I mean, I haven't had any of the same issues with the USB-C that I have with some of the others. Lightning was perfect. I mean, because it didn't do anything wrong. So
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll get back to the show here.
Europe didn't like it.
No. Europe doesn't like a lot of things.
Hi, this is John Prose. You're listening to The Morning Show with Jonny and Ken on 94.9 WSJM.
We're just checking out Ken's fancy new phone.
Oh, dear.
How long until you drop that thing?
I hope I don't.
Did you get a case before you even got the phone? Or
No.
did you get them both around the same time?
I procured the case. Was it yesterday? Or
Okay.
the day before? I don't know. It was after the phone.
Okay. So there was a time where the phone was naked.
Yes. Short time.
That's
nervous time.
That is a nervous time.
Well, and so I had the 12 before this.
Yeah.
And I gifted it to one of my sons.
Mm-hmm.
Said, here, upgrade your phone. Here's dad's old phone. And it had an OtterBox on it.
Yeah.
So you could drop it from 20 feet, no problem. But he's like, yeah, this is not fashionable. Took it off. I said, no, you should put it on until you get another case.
Yeah.
No, I don't drop my phone. It's like, all right, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I know a lot of
Kids.
people. I know some people that will go caseless on their phone, but kids should have cases. You demand the case.
Yeah. Yeah. I said, put the case on. And so then he took it off.
It's too bad they don't make a case that has like a key.
Like lock it on there.
You put it on there, you lock it on there, and the kids can't take it off.
Like the thermostat.
Yeah.
Lock the thermostat.
Exactly. Just like that. Today's going to be, speaking of thermostat, sunny and warm today. High 86. Can you believe it?
No.
Low 58 tonight. 86 again tomorrow with sunny skies. I'm ready for the fall-like weather to actually stick around for a while because I'll be honest, tired of mowing my lawn.
Well, I mean, here in Michigan, we have a couple of nice days in autumn.
Yeah.
And then it's cold. And so we're dramatically reducing the number of cool days we're going to get before it gets too cold.
Yeah, I think they even said Farmer's Almanac said it's going to be a mild winter.
And I think it is. We have, what is it, El Nino this year?
Yeah.
Is that the deal? Yeah. So mild winter.
Gotta love it.
I would like it cool enough to kill the mosquitoes.
Yeah, there was a lot yesterday.
Yeah.
I had to smack myself like 3 or 4 times. It was bad. Lots of stuff going on this morning. Let's find out what's happening in the news.
WSJM News now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. Congress narrowly averted a government shutdown over the weekend, advancing a funding bill with the help of Democrats and Republicans working together. They approved a 45-day stopgap funding measure that keeps the government open and gives lawmakers more time to finish their work on the annual spending bills. Many see that as a good thing, and the shutdown, not good for anyone. Candidates for city office in Benton Harbor debated on Friday night on a slew of issues. Topics ranged from crime, jobs, housing, lead pipes, education, and harbor towers. The mayor, Marcus Muhammad, is facing a challenger, a community organizer and social justice advocate, Gwen Johnson. On the city commission side, Commissioner Mary Adams and Commissioner Edward Isom are facing challenges from Emma Kennard and Shaquille Turner. The election is Tuesday, November 7th. A new report shows that drug deaths in Berrien County are still on the rise, and it's largely due to fentanyl. That's according to Dr. Joyce DeYoung with Western Michigan University. She serves as the Berrien County medical examiner, gave a report to Berrien County Board of Commissioners late last week, and said the latest numbers are troubling. Those are just some of the stories we're following for you today in the WSJM Newsroom. I'm Ken Lundberg.
A lot more to get to this morning. Catch you up with sports. Right now, let's find out what's happening around the state with the Michigan News Network.
The Michigan News Network.
I'm Beth Fisher. The week is starting with 25,000 UAW members on strike against the Detroit Three. Several assembly plants are part of the labor action, along with parts and distribution centers. The General Motors Delta assembly plant was added to the strike Friday. Michigan Congresswoman Alyssa Slotkin joined them on the picket line yesterday, saying record profits should mean record contracts. 5 semi-trucks were destroyed and 3 damaged by fire early Sunday morning in Grand Rapids. It happened on Ionia Avenue just before 5 in the morning on Sunday. Firefighters estimate the damage was $1 million. They're investigating what caused that fire. Future Hall of Famer Miguel Cabrera played his last game as a Detroit Tiger at Comerica Park Sunday. He accepted a new role in the club's front office. Tonight's Powerball now stands at $1.04 billion. I'm Beth Fisher for the Michigan News Network.
Have you lost Michigan Medicaid? At healthcare.gov, you can find a low-cost quality health plan.
Do plans cover doctor visits?
What about emergency care?
And prescriptions?
All covered and more. Plus, with the new law, 4 out of 5 customers can find a plan for $10 or less per month with financial help. Healthcare.gov is here for you. Enroll today for coverage starting the 1st of next month. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
All contractors working with Michigan businesses can win more projects by including energy-efficient rebates in your proposals. These rebates are provided by Michigan utility companies for contractors and customers completing construction projects using energy-efficient equipment. DNV, our local sponsor, can help you start your rebate journey. Visit dmvtradeally.com to learn how energy-efficient rebates can help you win more bids. That's dmvtradeally.com.
Former President Donald Trump in New York City says he will appear at the opening of his civil fraud trial in Manhattan. ABC's Sonia Rincon is at the courthouse.
The civil trial against the former president begins with the judge already having declared last week that there is enough evidence that Donald Trump committed fraud by lying about the value of his assets and inflated his net worth by as much as $2.2 billion to help get better terms on loans and insurance. The trial will determine penalties. Trump could face fines of up to $250 million and could lose control of some of his New York properties.
The government did not shut down over the weekend, as many had feared. The House and the Senate both voting in favor of a 45-day stopgap measure, even though its passage in the House may put Republican Kevin McCarthy's House speakership in jeopardy. Nobel Prize in Medicine handed out this morning. It's gone to two scientists whose discoveries were critical in the development of the mRNA COVID vaccines. I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Sunday, the Major League Baseball season came to an end for the Tigers, White Sox, and the Cubs. The Tigers sent Miguel Cabrera off in style with a 5-2 win over Cleveland. The Tigers finished in second place in the AL Central. The Cubs fall to Milwaukee 4-0, and the White Sox lose game 101 of the season with a 2-1 loss to San Diego in 11 innings. The wildcard round begins on Tuesday. In the NFL on Sunday, it was the Denver Broncos over the Chicago Bears 31-28, Chicago blowing a 28-7 lead in the third quarter, and the LA Rams over Indianapolis 29-23 in overtime. Monday Night Football tonight has Seattle at the New York Giants at 8:15. Last night in the NHL preseason, the Red Wings got a pair of goals from Michael Rasmussen in a 6-1 win over the Chicago Blackhawks. Connor Bedard was held without a point. In high school sports from Saturday, in football, Decatur over Comstock 28-0, Wyoming Lee over Eau Claire 34-28, and in boys soccer on Saturday, St. Joe over Lakeshore 4-0. With sports, I'm Dave Wolf.
Just as the fall leaves beautifully change, so do the specials and menu items at the Mason Jar Cafe. Relax and warm up over a delectable lunch. From homemade soups where each spoonful warms you inside and out, to sandwiches and salads crafted for the season, prepared from locally sourced produce and family farms. No time to eat in? Order online at masonjarmenu.com.
Good morning, everyone.
It's the trailer effect.
Did you watch the Taylor Swift appearance at the football game yesterday?
I did not.
I swear, all they did the entire time. I feel like there should have been a drinking game involved in this. I even said
probably is.
Yeah, there probably is.
Yeah.
I swear, if there was a drinking game every time they either talked about or not even they just talked about it, just cut to her. And they were like, oh, Taylor Swift is here. Oh, Taylor Swift is here. And then it was like every time something happened, not even like something related to Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
Anytime anything happened, they just went to her reaction.
That just seems like a really dangerous, slippery slope.
Oh, yeah.
Because, okay, they're talking about her because she's there.
Mhm.
It's news because she's there. And then they start going to her every single time, whether or not Travis is on the field.
Right.
Are they going to start going to her? Oh, Taylor didn't like that call. Ooh,
Yeah.
that ref's going to get in trouble. It's like, what?
Yeah, it's getting to the point. And I like reading the comments on just about every news outlet has something about the fact that Taylor Swift showed up to a football game. They didn't talk about the fact that, of course, there's always other celebrities that are at these games.
Always.
I mean, she went there with Blake Lively, and her husband Ryan Reynolds.
Oh,
Hugh Jackman was there.
Oh,
so you
Wolverine.
got Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Making an appearance, and they didn't even act like it was a big deal.
They got to enjoy the game.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, Taylor has arrived," and they're like, "Oh yeah, Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds."
Are they playing the music in the background, like "Shake It Off" and all that, or Taylor Swift songs?
Probably. I mean, the stadium probably just has nothing but Taylor Swift songs as their pump up jams.
Wow.
Yeah, it's getting to the point, and that's the thing with the comments. There's so many people that are just like, nobody cares. Just let them live their lives. Like, I know they're celebrities, but really, why are you going to tell us, hey, Taylor Swift is here? If they are officially, when they do become officially an item, if and when that does happen,
yeah.
It's like, okay, she's at the game. Is it not going to be a big deal anymore? Because I think that's the intrigue right now is are they or aren't they? What's going on?
My fear is anytime you have a celebrity relationship with a sports team, if they start losing, then that is the thing that changed. And that could be the, I don't know if you call it a curse or whatever, but
well, and it wasn't a distraction last week when she was at the stadium for his other game, his home game, because they played against the Bears and they trounced them. It was just a big win for the Chiefs over the Bears. It's like 41-10 or something like that. But the game yesterday, it ended up they ended up jumping out early, but then it ended up being 20-20.
Ooh.
And they barely won 23-20. The Chiefs did.
Yikes.
So it was a good game. It was interesting to watch, but man.
Looking at the schedule here. Let's see. What's this? When do they play the Patriots this year? The Kansas City Chiefs?
They will play the Patriots, I believe. Let's see. They will play in December.
Okay. So that is the game to watch. If Taylor Swift is still dating, what do they call it?
Travis Kelce.
If trailer, is that what they're calling it?
Yeah.
If the trailer is still a thing, if they're still hauling the trailer,
yeah.
At that time when they play the Patriots, Katy Perry is a big fan of the Patriots. So it'll be Taylor versus Katy because that's been an ongoing rivalry. Yeah, which I think Taylor has won.
Well, she might be at that game because that was the other question is how many more of these games is she going to show up to? Because she's got some tour dates that she needs to get to. She needs to go to some stadiums to actually perform.
Oh,
she's going to be.
She's got a day job.
Yeah, she's got 3 shows set mid to late October, Miami, and then she's got stops in New Orleans, and then she's actually going to be not too far from here down in Indy.
Oh,
yeah, she's got 3 shows in Indy.
So you
first, second, and third.
You said they didn't leave the game together.
They didn't leave the game together, which is another mystery to me.
But a source tells Page 6 Kelce was spotted leaving Swift's New York City apartment around 11 a.m., hours before the game. Yeah, right here. Yeah.
No way.
How about them apples?
All right. Things are getting interesting. I don't know why we're talking about this.
According to the insider, Kelce was seen leaving Swift's parking garage. In the pop star's black Range Rover.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
He left with her car?
The vehicle took him back. Apparently, there was a driver.
The driver,
took him back to the Chiefs Hotel in New Jersey, where paparazzi said, "Hey, morning, welcome back."
Jeez. All right. Interesting stuff.
Gotta love it.
All right. What are we talking about here next? I can't remember.
We were talking about healthcare workers.
Oh, yeah. This is an interesting thing. We'll get to that in just a moment.
Down in the 50s and 60s. I'm meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
The Morning Show with Jonny and Ken on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
All right. I can't talk about that anymore.
No more on trailer.
If you were watching our Facebook and YouTube, we had to talk about it. I know it's one of those. I think people are getting really fatigued by this whole thing, and they're just like, let us watch football in peace.
Yeah,
let us, let our celebrity gossip and our football be separate things again, and
don't mix the two.
Yeah, don't mix the two, because at this point it's like, cool, they showed up to a football game. Yeah. Anyways, lots of other things to talk about. You can be part of the show anytime if you'd like. Speaking of our live stream, you can watch that. We'd love for you to do that. Feel free to share it with your friends as well. Find us on Facebook and on YouTube. And hey, at some point, we might even throw up some Instagram photos since you got a new phone.
Oh, yeah. Instagram worthy.
Yeah, they're grammable, which I believe grammable became a word in the Merriam-Webster's dictionary.
Is that one of the silly words that they approved? Grammable?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Other things to talk about this morning. We've been hearing a lot about a lot of strikes. There was the UAW strike still going on.
Yep.
There's the writer's strike now over.
Yep.
But the actors strike still going on.
Still going strong.
How many other strikes are there that we've been talking about?
A number.
Now there's another one that's possibly looming is healthcare workers.
Oh no.
Yeah. About 75,000 unionized healthcare employees who work at hundreds of Kaiser Permanent facilities.
Kaiser Permanente.
Permanente.
Yep.
I forgot I didn't see the E.
Gotta say Permanente.
They are
Permanente.
Let me get it. Kaiser Permanente.
Nice.
Their facilities, they're planning on striking from October 4th to the 7th across 5 states and Washington, D.C. after not being able to agree on a deal. They're asking for a pay raise and to address the shortage of workers. This would be the largest healthcare workers strike in U.S. history.
Jeez.
This is a big deal.
More than 70,000 workers.
Yeah.
3-day strike would hit hospitals, clinics, medical offices from California to Colorado to Washington, D.C. That's crazy. Fortunately, it doesn't look like we would be affected in Michigan, but, so goes one, so go others.
Right.
You got to watch
so are these people, because I know some people that are traveling nurses.
Yep.
And so they'll go all over the place and sort of be on a contract basis with a bunch of different healthcare facilities and things like that. Are these people that are in those states, or are they traveling nurses and healthcare workers as well?
Yeah. Yeah, I would assume they are part of the service crew that helps in those states. I don't know if they're part of the traveling or not, but they are, key to the healthcare in those states. And what they're saying is that they are experiencing a colossal understaffing crisis, that there just aren't enough healthcare workers, and so they're made to take up the slack. And now the more than 75,000 workers are saying we've had enough. We're going to walk out and show you what it's like if you don't have us here.
And I don't know how close they are on making the deal, but they better come close pretty quick, because the whole thing, the agreement that they currently have, their contract officially expires 11:59 Pacific time on Saturday night.
Coalition is pushing for a pay raise of nearly 25% for all of its members, along with better benefits, such as more investment in training for current employees and medical coverage for retirees. So if they want a 25% pay raise, the UAW workers who are still on strike want a 40% pay raise and a 4-day work week. You're starting to add up some real bucks here for transportation and healthcare.
Oh, yeah.
That's
That's a lot of strikes that we've been seeing on the news just recently, but I was just looking. There have been nearly 300 strikes in the United States so far this year.
Jeez.
In 10 months, now on to the 10th month, 10 months, 300 strikes.
We have not yet gone on strike.
We have not yet. Now I feel like we need to go on strike for something.
Oh, boy.
I don't know what we'll strike about, but I feel like we need to go on strike because that seems to be the fad. But I think a lot of these are very warranted, these strikes that are going on, because there's just a lot of different issues that are on the table.
We're caught in a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
Because they're saying they can't afford to live and work, to live in the communities in which they work, because rent's too high,
right?
Food's too high, gas is too high, etc. And so if they get a pay raise, then that money goes to buy all those things that are at a higher inflated price. Everyone else, it's like, well, now I can't afford it either.
Right.
It's just a vicious cycle. You want an update on the United Auto Workers?
Yeah. How close is that to coming to a deal?
It's not. Friday, we saw it expand. The United Auto Workers Union expanded their strikes against Detroit automakers on Friday, ordering 7,000 more workers to walk off the job in both Illinois and here in Michigan to put pressure on the companies to improve their offers. This was the second time that the union widened its walkout, started 2 weeks ago. Union President Sean Fain told workers in another video appearance that the strikes were escalated because Ford, who had been coming to the table, and GM refused to make meaningful progress. So apparently Ford, what they said earlier was like, okay, you're making progress. Now they're saying, no, not enough progress.
Yeah.
So in contract talks, they say Ford and GM refused to make meaningful progress. Jeep maker Stellantis was spared from the third round of strikes, trying to bring them closer to the table. Ford and GM both shot back in a war of words, saying that the UAW is holding up the deal mainly over union representation at electric vehicle battery plants, most of which are joint ventures with a Korean manufacturer. So bringing that into the mix.
Wow.
They're looking for a lot of different stuff.
Yeah. Well, I think in a lot of these industries where these strikes are happening, it's because of the job security too. It's not only the pay that they need to, be made up for, because, as we see, you don't have to be an economist or a mathematician to understand that literally, as all of this stuff has been going up, inflation and all that stuff, wages aren't going up to counteract that stuff. They're just kind of staying where they are. So yeah, of course, all that stuff is getting more and more expensive, harder for people, to not be able to work or to live where you work. That's a problem.
Yeah.
So to be able to afford where you to live where you work, that's a really important thing. But then the changing of the technology too. The writers, they had the issue with AI. Healthcare workers probably have issue with some of the other things that are going on with robots and all that stuff. Same thing with the auto workers.
And we saw the Toy Story, going back to the Toy Story football game. It's not too far to think that if NFL goes on strike at some point, not this season, they're not talking about it now.
No, but they've done it in the past.
They've done it in the past. If they were to go on strike again, and you've got AI and you've got the animation, the computer animation you can throw down in a minute, who needs people?
Right. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out.
Yeah.
But
Sorry, we had to go down this road again.
Yeah, I mean, just another strike to talk about, but it's important stuff that people are every day are dealing with.
That's right.
But like you said, luckily, for now, this is not affecting anybody in the Michigan area.
Talking about the healthcare strike.
As far as the healthcare strike goes.
Yep.
But we've got other things to talk about here this morning. We'll catch you up on other stuff going on in our community with your Moody on the Market update next.
You put in all the hours. You make the sacrifices. You're the jack of all trades who rolls up their sleeves, giving your heart and soul to best serve the customer. You're an independent local business owner. You drive our economy, which drives our country forward. And that is no small feat. It's the reason in 1958 we started our business here in Southwest Michigan. We believe our community will benefit from knowing your story, the difference you make, and why choosing you matters. We can relate because we too are an independent, locally owned business. For 7 decades, Midwest Family has been here working alongside local business owners and taking risks just like you. What matters is your success. Our team is ready to listen. Risk takers like you deserve this level of respect. Allow us to do the legwork to bring you fully vetted marketing blueprints focused on meeting your business goals. Then choose the direction you feel is best. Take the first step by requesting your free strategy analysis at risktakersunite.com. risktakersunite.com, powered by Midwest Family.
Midwest Family. The YMCA is just a starting line. For the true self blooms only when we find our purpose, what makes us tick below the surface. My why is diversity and unity, a safe space in my community, living with sincerity, giving every day my everything. With my why, I stand strong, seen and supported all along. It's a million faces in a mirror and everyone belongs. Find your why. Learn more at ymca.org for a better us.
This is Chokwe Pitchford, Berrien County Commissioner. You're listening to The Morning Show with Jonny and Ken, WSJM.
And when you want to know Southwest Michigan's business, great way to find it is at moodyonthemarket.com and the Moody on the Market app. Our team of contributors always on it, giving you all the stories about what's going on in Southwest Michigan. We've got you covered also at moodyonthemarket.com. You can check out the Moody on the Move series. And if you did not get a chance to nominate somebody for Bold Women of Business, well, the deadline ran out on Sunday.
No.
I put my nominations in.
Did you?
I did.
Okay.
Couple people.
Good.
So I made sure I got that done like Thursday afternoon or Friday or something.
Did you put a little asterisk by it saying, hey, I'm Jonny. You please approve these people? Because there's a panel that approves.
There is a panel that approves, but that's the thing. Just because I work here does not mean that those people that I nominated are shoo-ins.
Okay.
I'm just nominating somebody.
All
I don't get any votes.
All right.
Or anything like that.
Undue influence.
I am just calling out the people that I think are doing some amazing things. Because, well, I know a lot of people.
Yeah.
So
it's good.
And there are people that I have not seen on that list of that or some of the other ones in our award series. And I feel like
they should be there.
They should be there.
Very nice.
So yeah. So if you didn't nominate somebody, that's all right.
Yeah.
You will find out who those bold women of business are probably sometime later this month, I think.
Excellent.
Your update brought to you by our friends at Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles, and some things happening in downtown St. Joseph.
The butcher and the baker are gone. State Street Meats, Golden Brown Bakery, both closed up shop. We reported that earlier this year. But the candlestick maker has other ideas. In fact, he's a big fan of what's ahead for downtown and hopes to find a new candlestick maker to carry on what he's been doing in the year 2024. Ed Bennett is a business partner with his mother in the Candlestick Maker, an eclectic gift shop at 408 State Street, a couple of doors north of the Buck Burgers and Brew. Candlestick Maker. Why do I keep saying candlestick?
Because if you keep talking about meat.
Oh, that could be it. Candlestick Maker specializes in candles, fragrances, driftwood, soaps, and just call it a day. Colorful handmade craft items that help people warmly remember special moments or their visits to everyday life in St. Joe, Michigan. They say it's inexpensive but meaningful.
Yeah, Bennett said that about half of the Candlestick Maker's customers are visitors, but the other half live here at least a significant part of the year. He says St. Joe is a year-round destination, unlike New Buffalo or South Haven. They almost shut down, but St. Joe has activities all year that keep people coming back either for the weekend or for their second home in the area. He recalls how things have changed in the 13 years since the Candlestick Maker opened its doors.
That's awesome. So what's happening now, Ed and his mother they've got other things that they're working on. Bennett explains that his mom, Judy, is 82, still working full-time in the store, usually at least 6 days a week. Ed has a full-time job as a manufacturer's representative for an architectural metals company, traveling several states, selling ornamental railings, fences, and similar items. He still manages to work in the candlestick counter several days a week, and one of these days, he says, it's going to be too much for us to handle, but it's a great business for someone with a creative flair who loves meeting people in the St. Joe area. So they're looking to potentially sell that, have somebody else carry on the tradition. But for now, the Candlestick Maker is still there. They're working the store. So Butcher, Baker, Candlestick Maker. It's a story from downtown St. Joe.
I'm creative and I like to meet new people.
Yeah. You could buy that store.
Ed, I'm calling you up. I'll take it. Well, check that story out. It's a good one. And Ed and his mom, great people.
Yeah,
so.
He says if no one steps up before the end of 2023, it's possible they'll consider ending their run.
Okay.
But for now, they're still there.
All right.
We'll saw it open this weekend.
Yeah, good spot.
Yeah.
Smells great.
Yeah.
Great fragrances in there.
Yeah.
Check out that story and more at moodyonthemarket.com. Your update brought to you by our friends at Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles.
We're watching over you, IMS.
All right, everybody, that about does it for us here on the live stream. Thank you so much for spending some time with us.
So you'd buy the candlestick place?
I would buy it.
Yeah.
I don't know what the price is, but I would buy it.
You already said you were going to buy it.
Ed's good people.
Okay.
It's a good spot.
Okay.
I like all the stuff inside there.
Yeah.
It smells nice.
You got to like that.
So, yeah, it's a win-win. But yeah, if I had the money, or if any investors want to come be along with it, I would do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do the show, get done with the show, walk over, open up the store.
It's a fascinating trade.
Yeah.
Candles. I mean, they do a lot more than candles in there.
They got a lot of cool stuff.
They have other cool stuff, but the candle stuff, I mean, it's intriguing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have you ever made a candle?
I mean, as a kid, I stuck my finger in the hot candle wax.
That counts.
A few times.
And then took your fingerprint off there?
Took the fingerprint off.
Nice.
CSI type deal.
Yeah, yeah.
That was about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I made a real candle.
I want to make a bacon candle. Just all the
How do you
bacon
do
grease that I have.
Yeah.
And just put a wick in there.
Wouldn't that just be a torch? Just woof.
Yeah, it might not be safe. So
at least the fragrance is there.
Stick to the professionals on that one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you have a great day. We'll talk to you again here tomorrow morning. Feel free to share this with your friends, by the way, if you happen to be watching the live stream, and comment. If you ever have anything going on you want to talk about, feel free to do that. All right.
Yes.
Bye now.